ready. And he wants us also to do this kind of project. So I repented. So I'm saying some of you are probably wearing spiritual masks. But I'm sure that with the modality course that Batch 55 just had, you're now ready to take it. You're now ready to show who you are. You're now ready to go to your congregation, go to your bishops and say, this is my identity. No false modesty there, no false humility. I want to be to glorify. So, let's do a symbolic gesture. Take off your mask. Reveal your identity in Christ. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is not the first. For some reason, it seems to be that one of the things the Lord gave is that uphold you for crisis times. Times of crisis, I always know what to do as I'm talking to the Lord. Before I became a Christian, times of crisis, I was the one that my parents, everyone will go to. What should we now do? What should we now do? So it was another crisis 20 years ago, September 11, and I was there in New York when it happened. And that crisis, we were there on the streets, counseling people, loving people, praying for people. You are needed for such a time as this, in the marketplace, in the streets, not just in the safety of your churches.
Amen.
Make an impact today for this generation. That crisis in 2001, after the 9/11, brought about a ministry that the Lord asked me to lead. I was hesitant to lead it, but that was what the Lord did. It was called A Men's Walk with Jesus. It was a ministry for Catholics in the United Nations. And on the day we launched it, it was 2 days after September 11, closet Christians, ambassadors, diplomats, directors went to the room that we were going to hold it and just raised their hands in worship out of fear. That was 19 years ago. And out of that, it gave birth to a ministry. Now with this novel coronavirus, it also gave birth to another ministry that will go around the world. We're here to also just give you the message to you who have now been unmasked. It wasn't a seminar, it wasn't an event, it wasn't a simple gathering of believers. It is a faith statement. I am unshaken. I am unafraid. I am unashamed of Jesus. Because of Jesus. The new message for this new virus begun. You must make Jesus more viral than he already is through your own life ministry and make that greatest impact for such a time as this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
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 Thank you, Tess, for that great word. Encouragement. I don't know whether there's something Italian in me, but when I speak, normally I've got to use both the hands up. I normally speak with a radio mic, so I can use both hands, but I guess I'll get used to it with holding this. Unshaken. We are unshaken. And yet, we are unshaken, paradoxically perhaps, after being shaken. Because if you've never been shaken, you won't know whether you can stand and be unshaken. You've got to go through some shaking, potentially shaking experiences to know that you can stand unshaken. And of course, at the moment, we all know the world is shaking. Italy's in lockdown completely. Manila's just locked down over the coronavirus, and I've never quite seen anything like it. However, I suspect that this might be a satanic diversion from something else that's going to come and take the world by surprise. You know, in military circles, you always try to create a diversion, get people's eyes there, when something else is coming there to take you by surprise. We live in an age that's seen a lot of shaking this last 2,000 years. I'm going to briefly go through some things. The biggest thing, of course, was after the Jews rejected Jesus.